On Thursday, Donald Trump became the first US president to be convicted of a crime. A New York jury found him guilty of falsifying documents to cover up a payment intended to silence an adult star before the 2016 elections. After 2 days of deliberation, the 12-member jury pronounced Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts he faced. Justice Juan Merchan had set sentencing for July 11th, just days before the Republican Party is scheduled to nominate Trump for president. The crime of falsifying business documents carries a maximum sentence of 4 years in prison, though Trump will not be jailed ahead of sentencing. Incarceration would not legally prevent him from campaigning or taking office if he were to win. The verdict plunges the United States into unexplored territory ahead of the November election, where Trump will attempt to reclaim the White House from Democratic President Joe Biden. Trump addressed reporters after the verdict, calling it a disgrace and claiming the trial was rigged against him. He insisted that the real verdict would come from the voters on November 5th.
Thank you very much. I would say, in listening to the charges from the judge, who's, as you know, very conflicted and corrupt, because of the confliction, very, very corrupt.
Opinion polls indicate a tight race between Trump and Biden, with some suggesting the guilty verdict could cost Trump support among independent and Republican voters. This case, although considered the least consequential of the 4 criminal prosecutions Trump faces, now looms large as it is likely to be the only one resolved before the election. During the 5-week trial, jurors heard explicit testimony from adult star Stormy Daniels about an alleged sexual encounter with Trump in 2006. Trump's former fixer Michael Cohen testified that Trump approved a $130,000 hush money payment to Daniels before the 2016 election campaign. Despite the defense's attempts to undermine Cohen's credibility, the jury found the evidence compelling enough to convict. In response to the verdict, Biden's campaign emphasized that no one is above the law and urged voters to reject Trump in the upcoming election. Trump's fellow Republicans, however, quickly condemned the verdict, with House Speaker Mike Johnson calling it a shameful day in American history. Trump's legal team plans to appeal, focusing on Daniels' testimony and the novel legal theory used by prosecutors. If Trump were to win the presidency, he could potentially shut down the federal cases against him, but not the separate election subversion case in Georgia. Trump has pleaded not guilty in all cases, framing them as politically motivated efforts by Biden's allies to harm him.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.